Hi, I'm Dennis Lim, member of the Festival Selection Committee, and this is Lars Von Trier. Lars, can you hear me and can you see us?
Yes, I can see you from back.
Okay, but you can't. I think maybe we would direct the camera at the audience.
Yes, please.
At your press conference in Cannes, someone kicked things off by asking you to justify why you made this movie. I'm not going to ask you to do that, but I was hoping you could provide a little bit of context in terms of the making of the film. It's been fairly well documented that you were suffering a serious depression when you made Antichrist, and I was hoping you could talk a bit about how that affected your process in terms of writing and shooting the film. How was it different this time, and how do you think that affected the end result?
Well, it was different in the way that I was never really excited, or still I'm not very excited, but yeah, that was different. But normally I'm extremely happy for what I'm doing, you know, and my own abilities and talent and whatever. But yeah, I felt almost maybe human, so I was not excited. What it has done for the film, I try to struggle myself out of this depression. It hasn't really worked. But I'm very happy to see all you people in New York. But, you know, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
Okay. I'm sure there are a lot of questions. We actually have 2 microphones in the audience, so we're going to pass them around. If Lars, if you can't hear the questions, let me know and I'll repeat them.
Okay, please.
Over there.
Hi, Lars. Stephen Schaefer, Boston Herald. I was wondering where the idea for this started, and if you were, as a provocateur, if you're upset if people don't walk out of your movie in the middle of it or at the end of it. And also, can you talk about casting Willem Dafoe?
Okay, because I can't hear any of the questions. You have to repeat it, I'm afraid.
Okay, I'll repeat them. There were a few questions there, I think. Three, okay.
First, about where he got the idea.
First of all, the first question is, where did you get the idea for the film? We'll do them one at a time.
Yes, but I know you won't believe it, but I don't really know where it came from. Well, the idea was to make a horror film, which I know it was not really, but I think I started with that, and yeah, no, normally I know what to say, but I can't tell you.
Okay, I think the second question was, as a director is often called a provocateur, are you upset if people don't walk out of your films? Which I think was the case today. That I did not notice any walkouts.
Yeah, they were.
You did not notice any walkouts. Then I failed.
Okay, and what was the third question?
Dafoe.
What about Dafoe?
Casting.
What about Defoe? Oh, Defoe is, a very, very good friend. I was trying to cast this film, and then sent me an email and said if I had anything for him, and I said, yes, thank God, you know, he suddenly showed up. That I worked with him before, and what you need as a director is a good friend, and I really had a good friend there, so that was a miracle.
Okay, in front.
Okay, just
Just wait for the mic.
the mic is working. Okay.
Yeah, as a purveyor of the dogma aesthetic, and then with Dogville Manderley, you kind of stage them almost like a play. This seems very much like the most cinematic movie made in a long time. I was curious if that was very intentional, or that's something you're trying to get back to do something a little more, like away from the dogma and away from the stage and into the other movies.
Yeah, well, I feel best. No, I have a question. If that's okay. I feel the best when I do something that does not look too much like. And I think that this lack of fascination did that I kind of worked my way back a little bit into some images that maybe existed in my earlier work. I must say I'm not completely happy with the look of the film. I would have wanted more of a dogma look to the documentary parts, or shall we say the parts that are not stylized, the slope and stuff.
Sorry, could I just ask a follow-up? Did you say that you wanted parts of the film to be more dogma-like in their aesthetics? And if so, which parts are you referring to?
Well, there was meant to be a bigger difference between what you say the normal acting scenes and the more stylized stuff. There was to be a big difference between the shots done with a fixed camera or trap shot, whatever, and then the handheld stuff. I'm thinking more of the lighting and the atmosphere.
Okay, take another question.
Hi, Mr. Von Trier. Can you hear me? Martha Knopfler,
You need to speak up, I think.
Yeah. Filmphilosophy.com, Martha Knopfler. The sound design of Antichrist reminded me a lot of David Lynch's films, and also the scene where she asks him to pick her reminded me a good deal of the scene from Blue Velvet, and I wondered whether you took any inspiration from David Lynch.
Okay, we're catching up. It's just when somebody's speaking loudly into the microphone, it kind of overloads
Can you hear me?
the stream.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, it's just I have a lot of noise here. No, I say I was very, very taken by Twin Peaks. I thought that was a fantastic piece of whatever it was. The feature films, yeah, Mulholland Drive, I was very happy for, but the other feature films I haven't seen, I was, no, I'm a Twin Peaks fan, big fan. But this about hit me, I think I have seen other films also, yeah, maybe Lynch and I share a fetish.
The film is also set in the Pacific Northwest, like Twin Peaks. Is that?
Yeah, but that is this very naive idea we have that when we shoot in Europe, then can only look like the state of Washington, which it's only because we seem to have a possibility to replicate that. And then when we did Dancer in the Dark, it was because it was the only place they had a double gallery in the prison.
Okay, in the front.
Hi, Cole Smithy. I just wonder if you could expound a little bit about the biblical connections in the film. Obviously, you reference Satan and Antichrist and Eden.
Yeah, well, I wish the title was there very early on, and if the film has anything to do with religion, then I think it has to do with that there is no God.